You're doing well on this Testimonial Tuesday. I just want to bring you the Greek word of the day. The Greek word of the day is hupotasso. Where do I get that word from? I get it from Luke, the 2nd chapter, verse number 51, where it says, Jesus went down with them and came to Nazareth and was subject unto them, but his mother kept all these sayings in her heart. The word hupotasso comes from, or rather the word subject comes from the word hupotasso. And here we find where Jesus had to hold his position, even though he was the God-man, even though he was the creator of the world. The Bible says he was in the temple. His mother and father wanted to know where he was. I'm talking about his earthly father, Joseph. They wanted to know where he was. And he was in the temple confounding the doctors and the lawyers. And the Bible says that once they came to him, his mother wanted to know, how did you get out the caravan? How did you get out the company of the family? And then Jesus answered and said that, did you not know that I need to be about my father's business? But after he made that statement, he was only 12 years old at the time. The Bible says in verse number 51, yet and still he subject himself to his mother and his earthly father. And I just want to share with someone on this Testimonial Tuesday, you got to hold your position. I know that this is an intense time. I know that this is a crunch time when everybody is trying to get ready for December the 25th. And sometimes things are not functioning or working out the way that you would like them to work out and function. And sometimes it's easy for us to want to make a move and just make things happen. But I just want to share with some mother, some father, perhaps even some child on this morning, you got to hold your position. God says that Jesus was subject to his parents for a season, for a reason. And I think sometimes when we humble ourselves, when we hold our position, God will straighten things out, because the word hupotasso literally means to put things in order, place things under authority, and God will work things out in our life. And even though it may not seem that we want to be in the position, we don't want to humble ourselves, but it'll come a day when we need people to play their position and humble themselves, and then we'll be in the right spirit, in the right place for somebody to be willing to yield and subject themselves to you. The Bible says that Jesus subjected himself to his parents. As a result, when he began his earthly ministry, it was his mother who said to the servants, to the disciples, whatever he say do, do it. She was willing to submit herself to Jesus as a result of Jesus being willing to submit himself to her. And you got to think about this. Jesus is the one who created his mother. Yet and still the Bible says that he was willing to submit or subject himself to her. So I just want to encourage somebody on this Testimonial Tuesday. You got to hold your position. Don't do nothing hastily. Don't do anything out of order. Don't do anything out of anxiety. Pray on it, ask God to direct you, ask God to lead you. And then at the end of the day, you got to accept the Lord's will about your situation, whether you're single, whether you're married, whether you have children, or whether you don't have children. You got to hold your position until God change your position. That's the word of the day, hupotasso, meaning to put things under order, if you will. Hupo means under, tasso means order. So that's the Greek word of the day. I pray that you're doing well. Until next time, I bid you Godspeed.